So one of my favorite shows of all time is a show called The Biggest Loser. And if you haven't heard of The Biggest Loser, it goes something like this. A bunch of contestants go on the show, not just a little bit overweight, but extremely overweight. These people could weigh 250 kilograms, and they're at a point in their life where if they don't do something about it, they are going to die or have serious health problems. So they go on this show, and it's somewhat like a boot camp with a camera crew there. So they have a place to sleep, they have meals provided for them, they have very strict trainers there taking them through this intense workout sessions every single day. And they know they have extreme public accountability. There's the entire audience of this show worldwide watching to see who is going to lose the most weight and become the biggest loser. And if they win it, if they lose the most weight, they're also going to win cash, quite a bit of cash. And what I like about this show is, in a way, it's a psychology experiment, really. If you put someone in the right environment where they have extreme consequences for not following through, so they have public accountability, where they have structure, where discipline and will becomes almost irrelevant because even if they don't feel like doing something, they've got this personal trainer coming and waking them up in the morning and telling them to push out those extra reps. So you've got that extreme, that discipline added in through the accountability in the environment. And you add up all of these factors, it is remarkable the kind of growth and progress that a person can make. Even at, after 40, 50 years of their life, of never being able to solve this problem. They've been on diets before, they've tried everything. They've wanted to make a change, but they've never been able to do it on their own and have sustainable change. They go on this show and they transform their life. And I just think that's interesting. So many of us, we have these big ambitious goals, but we never fulfill them. And I always like to think, well, what if we put ourselves in a situation, it's almost like we didn't have a choice but to take the necessary action steps. That's exactly what this show does. Now, your goals in life might not be around weight loss. It could be something to do with your career. You might be extremely driven in your career and you might have these really big ambitious goals. But a lot of us lack that personal accountability and willpower to do the necessary action steps day in and day out. Usually we can do it for a few days, a few weeks. We can set the alarm to get up 5:30 a.m. and we can do that for a week, go to the gym. But most of us, when it comes to personal accountability, most of us, we're just not that good at it. And so what I found is there's a little trick that many peak performers use, and I've used this in many areas of my life. If there's a goal that's really important to me, I know that I myself, if I'm keeping myself accountable, I'm relying on my own discipline, often I'm going to slack, I'm going to be lazy, I'm going to procrastinate. So I try and voluntarily put myself in situations all the time where I do have that public accountability and there are real consequences for not following through. That's why, for example, I do this daily YouTube video. I've got this audience of subscribers. It's not a very big audience, but I know they're expecting a daily video. I've told everyone this is a daily video channel. I've now been doing it for over 300 days in a row. I've never missed a single day, almost a year. And that's only possible because I have an audience. If there was no audience, I'm telling you right now, most days I just don't feel like doing this and I wouldn't do it. So whatever goal you have in your life, whatever area it is, if you're not able to make that sustainable change, try this. Try introducing public accountability. Go and announce it on social media, what you intend to do, what are your daily action steps, and add in some consequences along the way. For example, if you don't do it and you're providing proof along the way and someone calls you out, you donate to a charity or you pay them a little fine or something like that. Make it into a game. Now, I have something called the 10-day challenge, which is that entire approach, but I've more formalized it. And the way it works is you enroll, it's completely free. And once you enroll, you're going to get assigned an accountability mentor. This is someone on my team. They're going to call you because they get your phone number when you enroll. They call you up, they introduce themselves, they say, I'm your public accountability mentor and tell me what your goals are. So you tell them what's important to you. It could be getting up earlier. It could be something to do with your relationship with your kids or your wife or your partner, whatever it is. It could be something to do with your career, whatever it is. It's completely up to you. But you tell them what it is. They say to you, okay, well, if that's your goal and we want to make rapid progress in 10 days, what do you need to do on a daily basis to make this a reality? For example, if you want to get fitter, if you want to get leaner, the first thing they'll say to you is, okay, let's get a little bit more specific. In 10 days, how much weight would you like to lose? How much fat? And you might say, okay, I want to lose 1 kilogram of fat. That is my goal in these 10 days. So then they ask you, okay, how can we make that a reality? So you start talking and thinking about what do you need to do? So maybe you need to run for 20 minutes a day. Or if you don't run, maybe you need to walk or jog for 20 minutes a day. That's your first thing. They're then going to ask you to get more specific because we can't be generalized here. We need to get very specific. So what time will you do this walk, this run? Where are you going to do it? And then what kind of proof are you going to provide? So you might pull out your phone, take a photo, do a little story on Instagram, but there's got to be some kind of proof. And then your accountability mentor will say to you, okay, what's the consequence? Okay, and you might say, all right, well, I'll donate a little fine to this charity if I don't do it. So then we take the public accountability to the next level. We have a Facebook group. It's got over 300 members in it, people who've done this same challenge. And before you start this 10-day challenge, you go in there and you announce your goals, these 3 core goals and your daily action steps. You declare in the group what your goals are going to be and what's your daily action step and what's the consequence. Now, each day, I myself and everyone else in this Facebook group, we're watching to see, do you do your daily action steps? Your accountability mentor is going to be calling you each day. It's going to be a short 5-minute call, and they're just going to say to you, did you do it or not? And you're going to tell them honestly if you did it or not. The goal is that you go for just 10 days without missing a single day. The reason why it's 10 days is because 10 days seems feasible, seems possible for most of us. And what you'll find will happen is on day 11, usually at that point, you've built up some momentum. You've started to turn this into a longer term habit, or you've discovered that, you know what, this goal, it wasn't actually that important to me. It didn't have the payoff that I thought. And you push it to the side and you pick different daily action steps. But you stick at it for 10 days and this will really help you in your life. So if you want to enroll in this, again, it's completely free. Go to changeyourlifein10days.com and enroll. Try it out. You've got nothing to lose, but you've got a whole lot to gain. Give it a go.